The Voice Vista Podcast, venture by Pooja Prasoon. The Voice Vista presents Candid Podcast Show Special Talks. आजचा भाग खरंच स्पेशल आहे, कारण भौगोलिक सीमा ओलांडून आंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तरावर सकारात्मक बदल घडवून आणण्याची ताकद असलेले विजनरी आंत्रप्रेन्योर, इन्व्हेंटिव्ह माइंड अँड कमिटेड फिलॅन्थ्रोपिस्ट श्री सुरेशजी सुभद्राबेन बाबूभाई कपाडिया यांचा प्रेरणादायी प्रवास आज आपण जाणून घेऊया. त्यांचे अतिशय नाविन्यपूर्ण प्रकल्प हे भावी पिढ्यांमध्ये राष्ट्रीयत्वच नाही तर जागतिक भावना रुजवणारे ठरतायत. तुम्हाला देखील उत्सुकता असेलच हे ऐकण्याची, तर सुरू करूया कॅन्डिड पॉडकास्ट शो स्पेशल टॉक्स.
Hello everyone, this is Suresh Babubhai Kapadia from Nasik. I'm here to just share an initiative which I have undertaken at one stage of my life around 9 years ago. At times a juncture comes in life of people when they kind of want to renounce everything and fade out or phase out. In my case, what your little one has learned through sanskars of parents and school and friends, and what your little one has read and understood of life, I decide, and yes, there has been an impact on life. I don't remember whether it was in high school or whether it was in college. I had learned through a textbook. There's a beautiful chapter called Marna Ek Kala Ek Chance, probably by author Mr. Dwivedi. So, taking inspiration from that, I thought, let me take a challenging road and contribute something to society, to fellow human beings, our nation. Yes, I have been slightly adventurous, having practiced martial art, gliding and adventure sports, having interacted with lots of teenagers in life, while rendering my services to a military school, a police academy, where I was granted a privilege to share my martial art knowledge with these cadets. I had a privilege to train at least 15,000 boys and 10,000 girls in self-defense, and around 5,000 cadets, police cadets, PSA cadets in unarmed combat. So yes, physically there has been a confidence of, in case of necessity, handling some kind of a situation. Mentally, of course, there has not been any fear. And so it is our, I think, everyone's duty to return. So much society and existence has given us, so it's our duty in our lifetime to return things to the best of our ability to society. And also we, I think, are obliged to, Prakriti has given us so much, so we also need to do something for Prakriti. So I felt that I have already done a bit, my bit, for nature, Mother Nature, by way of my years of painstaking R&D in the field of renewable energy. Recently, I could build up a prototype to convert seawater or stem water into pure water with help of solar thermal technology, which when I was invited to World Expo in Dubai, I could display and share the same with the world. Also, I was instrumental in making world's first and largest solar air conditioner once upon a time. So yes, to some extent, I have, I feel, done my bit for Prakriti and to serve our nation, fellow human beings, fellow citizens. I thought, let me look at Kashmir, which I have always liked, loved, and was always fascinated. And why Kashmir? Because apparently one knew that there are lots of challenges in Kashmir. There are n number of NGOs who are doing their work and they contribute to society in various part of country and various part of the world. In Kashmir, I've heard that people are doing some seva. One has, of course, Kashmir is big. I work in a sphere in Kashmir over last 9 years. Unfortunately, I haven't come across anyone who are doing work in Kashmir. Of course, I've heard of many people, but I haven't been able to, fortunate enough to meet anybody. So uh, I decided that let me first do a bit of uh, traveling in Kashmir and understand what's going on currently, because there has been a gap since I had last visited when I revisited Kashmir in 2015. Due to my background in fashion designing and all, there was a time when I used to do a lot of business with Kashmir, and I knew Kashmir industries and Kashmir handicrafts and works and creativity very well, which of course many of us know. I also knew that even at that point of time, new generation was kind of deserting their ancestral art forms because they were not seeing future in it. But then there was some period when uh, there were disturbances and one was away from Kashmir. But when I revisited and saw things, and I decided that I have no business to be judgmental. Uh, One point agenda. What can I contribute to Kashmir, to nation, to our fellow citizens of Kashmir? So, having that clear thought in mind, I visited various places, not Gulmarg, Sonmarg, Pahalgam, which are beautiful, known tourist destination, but then other places, Baramulla, Pulwama, Anantnag, Kupwara, Sopor, Bandipora. Obviously, one traveled in various public transports, at times off-roading on a two-wheeler, sometimes on a bicycle. And I came to a conclusion that current generation, they are least interested in other activities and negativities. They are very much like everyone else in various, like in our country, in other countries, all youth, they're looking at happiness, lifestyle, economic security, opportunities, employment. And Kashmir, I thought, is such a place that it's difficult for a Kashmiri youth to get out of the climate, weather, environment, and be in other places, settle in other places. They would prefer to have their life in this beautiful valley, beautiful mountains, glaciers. So, having roam around, having seen, revisiting Kashmir, I thought tourism is the lifeline. Of course, tremendous, abundant natural resources which Kashmir is blessed with. In their DNA, they still carry ancient, beautiful art, which I thought could be retapped, revived, in case if it's done in a sustainable fashion. So I decided on two counts to start with. See, one man, I had decided that I will not name this activity. I decided I will not seek any assistance from anybody. I'll do whatever I can with whatever means I have. Yatha Shakti, as we call it. So I don't have to report to anybody also. So I thought, let me explore some beautiful destinations. I think since ages, like I believe Mughals and during English regime, they found out some beautiful tourist destinations which are extremely popular, hot destination, Gulmarg, Sonmarg, Pahalgam, Srinagar. Barring that, one doesn't hear too many names, despite the fact that Kashmir, wherever you go, it's extremely beautiful. Wherever you look at, it's a photo frame. But tourism has been restricted majorly to these known places. So obviously, residents, natives in those places do brisk business of tourism and they are well off. But as we know, that our nation lives in villages. Kashmir is big, there's so many villages, so many places, taluka places, tehsils, which remained unexplored. There are historical, Puranic places also. I'm not going to go in for that at this juncture. If one categorizes Kashmir into historical places, Puranic places, it will bring many more such destinations which could be beautiful as well as like scenic as well as significant having significant importance, uh, emotional importance also, religious importance also, and there can always be a religious tourism like as we know, Vaishnav Devi, of course, it's in Jammu, but Amarnath attracts lakhs of tourists, which of course contributes to the economy and lifestyle and of people en route to Amarnath Shrine. So, and they welcome with open arms because they know their well-being is in welcoming these yatris and tourists. So even when I think Kashmir had disturbances in olden days, uh, mostly tourists were always, safe. But obviously, one does not want to go to a place on a pleasure trip carrying some fear or some tension. So uh, the amount of tourists were less relatively, which are now, since law and order is in a very good place, the number of tourists have definitely increased substantially. But then still, I believe it's hardly single digit percentage compared to its potential. So there is a lot which could be done. So I decided let me explore some beautiful places. And 4 years back, in winters, I, through my sources and R&D, I learned that there is a place called Gurez in Bandipura district, which is currently inaccessible because it's in a valley beyond Razdan Pass in Himalayas. Razdan Pass is 12,000 feet, and then you descend to 8,000 feet through slightly tricky road of around 25 kilometers once you attain that peak of Rajdan Pass, and then you descend into the valley, and there this beautiful road, but it's covered with snow of 8 to 10 feet during winters, at least for 3 to 4 months. Uh, but I was determined. I wanted to go there, and those days there were medical evacuation sorties going on, provided by government of India and Jammu and Kashmir. Uh, it was COVID times when I had gone there, and like these sorties used to bring patients from Gurez for treatment to Srinagar or Bandipura, and it used to go back to Gurez on call. So for past few years, as I was working in Kashmir, doing little bit of social work, few people who mattered knew me there, including someone in Jammu and Kashmir Tourism Development Corporation. So I had gone there and I had told them that I have a plan. I want to conduct winter sports in Gurez with an intention to bring it to the notice of the world that there is this, because I heard that Gurez. Now, the officer with whom I was talking had never been to Gurez, but he also had heard that it's a beautiful place. But he knew my intentions, so on my request, I could purchase a ride to go to Gurez in that helicopter. Now, I knew that it's on the line of control, strong military presence there. Uh, and I boarded that sortie and I landed in Gurez, and my goodness, the helipad, which actually it's obviously because it's on LOC, there has to be a helicopter base there, and it's a very narrow valley, and I'm also pilot, so I know what skills pilot would require to operate in such terrain. And of course, when one wants to fly over Razdan Pass, 12,000 feet in a chopper, weather and skills of pilot and all, it matters a lot. So it was a thrilling, beautiful ride in one of the best scenic location one could ever see when I landed Oh my goodness, there is this perfect triangular Haba Khatun mountain which is seen, and as if from that mountain, a river is coming out, which of course at that point in time was frozen, barring few parts where you could see water flowing, but mostly it was a frozen river. Daytime temperature was minus 15. Night I realized that it's minus 35. I straight went to the SDM of the place uh, to share my to introduce myself. I'm on LOC in an uncharted territory. So I went. Thankfully, Mr. Vani, the then SDM, was an amazing person. He welcomed me. He was astonished, of course. He told me that you are the first ever outsider civilian who has come here. So, what are your intentions? I told them that I love Kashmir and I've decided that I want to do a little bit for my Kashmir, and I wanted to explore this place and introduce this place to the world to attract tourists here. So you say it's a good idea, but what will you do? Now, thankfully, when you have good intentions, existence also comes to your help. As I landed, I learned that for past many months, uh, there was no internet in the valley, but that 4G was reinstated on that very day when I landed there. So I told Mr. Vani that I'd like to conduct running races in this snow of various age groups, sub-junior, junior, senior. I'll give away good, attractive cash prizes to the winners, so people would come and participate. I learned from him that mostly because of such thick snow blanket, mostly people remain indoors. The people who have little bit of means, before winter sets, they move out from Gurez and they go to Bandipura or Srinagar or to some other parts where they have relatives or some accommodation. Because for 4 months they have nothing else to do there. But then there are people who don't have any such privileges, so they remain indoors in their house for months. They can't do any farming or any activities because of 8-10 feet snow all around. So it was also, for me, it was also important to do something for these people, to entertain them, to introduce them with some activities which they could conduct in years to come, and kind you know arouse some kind of chaitanya in them, because they are mostly confined to homes during so coincidentally, this SDM was having a meeting at 12 o'clock with commanding officer of 40 Field RT Regiment who were deployed there at that point of time. So he said, "Why don't you come? I'll introduce you to the CO here, and you can share your idea because you need to conduct some activities. So I permit you, but we should also speak to Army about what you intend to do." So I went with him, and I was introduced to Colonel Sharma, an amazing officer. Uh, because I'm from Nasik and because I had been associated to the Valley Gliding Club, where it used to be a unique flying club, which had a very rare organization of few prominent civilians and ex officio members of defense. So, and we used to operate on artillery centers, airfield. So I had lots of references of so many amazing decorated officers of artillery regiment. So it was very easy for me to connect with Colonel Sharma, and he liked my ideas, and he instantly said that he would like to associate his unit with the activities and offer all kind of helps. So I said, yes, sir, I'll first do some recce of the place. Now, yeah, Mr. Pani had also suggested to me that people here do play cricket even in snow at a very small level. So I said that why don't we conduct cricket tournament also in snow? A proper cricket tournament of 10 overs uh, amongst the teams of different tehsils which are around Gurez Taluka. So SDM said it's a brilliant idea, and since 4G is reinstated, we can pass on the word through WhatsApp. There are a few groups of WhatsApp. There are a few chaps whom I know, so the word would be spread. I said I requested Colonel that if I hire a vehicle which can there are people in Kashmir who drive even in snow. They don't have four-wheel drive vehicles, but they tie chain to their wheels and they can operate. They have you need extreme high skill of driving to do so. So I had already spoken to someone. So I said that if I get a sound system from your unit, I can send this vehicle in these various tehsils. So I was told that there are many tehsils here, but they are all inaccessible, barring 3-4. So in these 3-4 tehsils, they can go and announce about your plans. So agreed, they will provide me sound system for this vehicle, loudspeaker and all. So and, I had requested him that I need. He had offered all sorts of help, including monetary help. So I said no, I don't need any monetary help. I'll do whatever I can with my funds. Uh, I just requested him that I would request you to allow me to use your kitchen, because I would like to invite entire village, and you cannot let this guest go without any refreshments. So I said that I'd like to offer them vada pav of Maharashtra and tea. I'll get, see, Gurez is known for its aloo. It's all organic farming. There are only two crops in Gurez. One is aloo, one is rajma. Their aloo are extremely delicious, slightly sweet. So I said I'd like to make aloo vada out of this Gurez aloo. I'll get other stuff which are required. I'll just need help of your cooks. So this regiment cooks, they did not know what was vada pav. So prior to that event which I had organized uh, 2 days later, I went to the kitchen and I made a few dozen vadas for all of us and all the cooks of the regiment. And we had tasted vada, and I had shown them how few thousand vadas are required to be made for these villages. So that was planned. Uh, and that night was extremely challenging, minus 35, no power in Gurez, and for 2-3 layers of clothes, 4 blankets did not help. I thought that I may not be seeing the dawn because I would be frozen by then. The thought also came to me that how would people in Nasik know that I am no more? But miraculously, I saw daylight in the morning, and there was a knock on the door. One Fauji had come to invite me to 9th Battalion of Rajputana Regiment CO. He was also searching for my partner, which I never had. and he was astonished when he learned that I was solo. He said, even in army, in this terrain, we don't go solo anywhere. We go only in buddies because anything can happen. And I said, no, it's okay. Uh, then I was taken to another wonderful officer, Colonel Rajendra Singh, who was CEO of the battalion. He had lots of doubts when he met me. He could not believe that a civilian without any motives can come here because nobody has done this before. So I thought that first meeting he was quite skeptical, and he was quite suspicious also, very rightly so. He was on a border, it was his duty to guard borders, and he might have suspected me to be a spy or something. But I think subsequently that evening, when I got a message that he has invited me for dinner, by then I think he had found out lots of things about me. To the best of my knowledge, I'm a ghost on social media, but through his whatever channels, he had probably ascertained that this seems to be no nuisance chap. And then he was all out for help. In fact, there was a bit of a competition between two CEOs to help me, and they were so nice. So I requested for a shamiana and sound system for the event and neutral referees, and then 2 days later, the big event took place. First time ever in history of Gurez, there was a winter sports organized there, and probably first time in history of world, a cricket tournament was organized by me in Gurez. My goodness, that cricket was fun and very thrilling, very thrilling. People enjoyed. There was a folk group of folk artist children. During prize distribution, they came and they danced and sang and played their very different type of drum. So a winter sports was established in Gurez, and there was some freelance journalist. His name was Ejaz. He was covering everything, which I was not aware. He was shooting entire what all was going on, and subsequently he said that, sir, आपका बाइक चाहिए मुझे ये. So मैंने बोला क्यों, तो बोले ये मैं टीवी को भेज दूंगा. So I thought he's making fun or something. I said fine. So I gave a short interview, which is there on YouTube. Wherein I expressed myself because see, I had also in one day I had taken a hired vehicle, and I had gone to various places in that Gurez taluka, places like Markud, Achura, uh, Chorvan, Tulel, Niru. I went all the way up. I could go. It was, I tell you, very challenging ride in that snow. At various places, we got stuck. Our vehicle got stuck. But I wanted to explore. It was quite challenging, uh, but I could go to the last village, and I had met people, had seen their condition. I had also learned that this is one province in Kashmir wherein people are, very, very positive. They are loyal. They are, to a great extent, patriot. Historically, they know that Indian Army has taken their care. They've guarded them against lots of problems from beyond the border. So more or less, but then they live in extremely challenging condition, without power, without too many opportunities or resources. So I felt that I should do much more for them. First, to start with, I'll pray that this effort succeeds, and I can take this message to rest of the Kashmir and world that there is this place called Gurez. Now, what happened that this journalist, when he took my interview, very next day, somehow he had managed to WhatsApp all this event and happenings of Gurez, including my interview, which came on their news channels. And entire Srinagar had taken notice of what happened in Gurez, and everybody was. Subsequently, when I had reached Srinagar, I was welcomed by so many people who matter, whom I had never heard of, but then they kind of had heard about me and they had seen me on TV and my interview on TV, so they were quite complimenting my efforts and appreciating my efforts. And they also expressed that they would like to join in my endeavor. And I'm so happy that that news helped. Subsequently, I made a beautiful song on Gurez after returning to Nasik. Because I had taken so many videos and photographs of this beautiful valley, which I had carried with me, and then that place had inspired me so much that I had written some brief about the place, which a very dear friend of mine, uh, who is a Hindi Kavi, uh, translated it into lyrics, and then another friends, they all joined. I decided that I'll make a song on these, and then we hosted that song. First time ever. I'm not a social media guy, so I didn't know too much of YouTube and all. But then I gave a title of the first ever song on adventure tourism. Then that song, I was told that in various social media platform also was seen by thousands of people. Since then, Gurez has become a hottest tourist destination in Kashmir. Last year, 60,000 tourists visited Gurez. Now, going to Gurez, spending there 2 days. I had also formed groups of students. I was introduced to various young brothers by army. They'd taken me to school where 10th and 12th, 11th standard girls were studying. I could see their aspirations, their ambitions, and again their little bit of frustration of not having enough exposure or opportunities and limitations, geographical limitations, financial limitations. You're cut off from rest of the world, so you have lots of limitations. There are lots of challenges. People, during my stay and after success of this winter sports, people enjoyed it thoroughly and having had refreshment, interacted with me. Everybody wanted to invite me to their home. So wherever I used to go next day for my recce and exploration, people used to welcome me. Everybody wanted me to go and have kawa in their place. Chai. They in Kashmir, they mostly have namkeen chai. सॉल्ट वाली चाय पीते हैं which मुझे पसंद नहीं आती and मीठी चाय को वो लोग लिप्टन चाय बोलते हैं. So at times they do have Lipton tea. So कहवा या लिप्टन टी कई जगह पे मैंने पी वहाँ पे and it was very interesting, very nice people, very hospitable, kind-hearted. So I'm so happy that I become Nimitta in introducing this one place to the world, and so many tourists are flocking in, and economy of Gurez is definitely improving. As per my calculation, at least 30 crore rupees would have gone into Gurez last year from tourists. Homestays. There are hardly any hotels. Of course, now hotels are also mushrooming there. So homestays. That is what I want to promote. I would like to appeal everyone who might be wanting to explore this adventurous terrain, go there and don't book any hotel even if they are available. Go and do homestay. There are so many people who would welcome you. Even if you have reached there and you ask for a homestay, you will get a homestay. I was planning to have kind of a online platform where people could book homes and all. But then again, I thought that some people might think that this is being promoted for some commercial reasons and all. So I left it alone to the nature. So, but then of course, entire village and that tehsil knows me, and so many people I know there. So anybody who's interested can contact this organization, and a number of options could be made available to them. So I also set up one small handicraft group in Gurez. There are many things I've done in Kashmir post this. Uh, right now, I just spoke about this first experiment, which was 4 years back. Subsequently, I have done some work for some other destinations with this time limit. I think I'll stop here. And it was nice meeting you through this channel. Thank you to them. Thank you to you all for watching. Thank you.
थैंक यू फॉर ट्यूनिंग इनटू द वॉइस विस्टा पॉडकास्ट। आप और भी इंटरेस्टिंग शो सुन सकते हैं thevoicevista.in पर। ये शो कॉन्सेप्चुअलाइज किया है पूजा प्रसून ने, प्रोड्यूस किया है द वॉइस विस्टा ने। गेस्ट कोऑर्डिनेशन में हमारे साथ रही सुनीता जी चौहान। डिजाइन किया है टीम क्रिएटर्स डेन ने। साथ ही एडिटिंग और प्रोडक्शन के लिए धन्यवाद टीम लर्निंग बी को। प्रोमो वॉइस दिया है राहुल ढोले ने। लाइक, फॉलो और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूले।